Tell me, though, what's his technique? That last strike, it seems invincible.
Hello and welcome to Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist podcast. My name is Connor.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm Carl.
I'm Omar.
Alright, I guess everyone's content with that order.
We're all here.
Yeah, so we're back. We're finally talking about Heroes for Hire 6 and 7. Which was supposed to be months ago, but stuff happened. More interesting stuff happened, I guess. Not necessarily better stuff. So we're right back at part 2 of this arc. If you remember, we did issue 5 ages ago with a special guest from the Daredevil and Iron Fist Tumblr. So this is issue 6, and the writer of these two issues are John Ostrander, penciler Pascal Ferry, inker Jamie Mendoza, letterer John Babcock, colorist Joe Rosa, editor Mark Bernardo, and then the one above all is Bob Harris. So the cover has fighty happening.
I mean, it does. It's very bright and colourful and kind of ugly.
And it's a wraparound cover, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They refer to it as a wraparound cover in the comics, so presumably it is.
Right. Mm-hmm. I must have missed that. Yeah, I mean, it's a, fighty cover, it's fine. Everyone's fighting. So, awesome.
All out battle.
Awesome opening page.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially for Iron Fist fans. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the best page in
It's
it.
the best.
Yeah, well, we have Iron Fist standing in the middle, punching, and I'm trying to follow that trail of that punch and figure out what's going on.
I have no idea. It's just a very cool Iron
It's
Fist
a
punch and
very
people
cool
around him
pose.
are falling backwards. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I don't think these things fully make sense. It's
It
just
looks
a
like
good
he
action
spun
shot.
around or something, but yeah, it's a great action.
Yeah.
shot.
Looks like a punch I did in high school or something.
Spinning uppercuts.
Spinning around and punching everybody.
Is he doing a Shoryuken or whatever from Street Fighter? That would make sense, I guess.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it.
But
Maybe Pascal Ferry was playing Street Fighter when he did this.
yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
So there's been the big ambush. I mean, I'm going to be honest. This Eternal stuff puts me to sleep.
Okay.
Like,
You're not the only one.
I think I missed the last issues you covered. I think I wasn't here for it, and I didn't go back and read them, and I was like totally lost.
Yeah.
It's messy.
oh, the previous issue was so messy. That was all we
Yeah.
talked about, was how messy and boring it was. Because it was like, I don't know, it was just all out of nowhere. It's like all this stuff about the Eternals. It felt like it was continuing from another comic, and it was... And I'm just like, I mean, I like the design of the weird gold person. But yeah, so
Sure, yeah.
we have, they aren't doing particularly well.
No, they're doing pretty badly.
Yeah, everyone's basically losing, except Danny, which is nice for once.
Yeah, for change.
And he's fighting. Luke Cage and White Tiger get taken out.
Which is unusual, but kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, Luke Cage taken out by that. I don't remember any of
I mean,
these
Luke
guys' names.
is taken out relatively often. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah,
I like how
I remember
guy,
their names as they tell you them, and that's it.
Yeah, I like what the guy looks like who takes out Luke, like big head or whatever.
Yeah, so he's being taken out by a deviant here.
Yeah. They're
Like a
fighting.
angry beat.
The deviants are being mind controlled, and they have to fight them. So, yeah, White Tiger gets shocked while they're transforming into a tiger thing. Anyway, So Iron Fist fighting, then he hears someone talking to him, which distracts him. He gets punched, and then the guy distracts him. Is like, "Whoops, sorry." And we have Go. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
No, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
But he can shapeshift, and he looks like the devil deliberately because he thought it was funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
I mean, I like
It's
this
Crow.
guy.
It's Crow, isn't it? Which one's Crow?
It's kind of like Hellboy.
Well, he does call Ant-Man calls him Hellboy.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. See, you'll have to point it out when it happens. But yeah, this guy, Warlord Crow. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And he's against Guar or whatever.
Gore.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is.
Guar.
Yeah. I keep wanting to call him Galt, and you know exactly why.
Yeah. So, he's like, my gun is talking. Did you do that? It's your gun. I liked that.
I love the gun talk. Yeah, that's a very cute little back and forth.
They team up and run off, and then we get, from bad guys. Sorry for any Eternals fans here. I switched off at this point. I didn't switch off. I was still reading. I still knew what was going on, but I can't really bother going into their plan. Like, it's kind of like, what, Celestials are coming. He doesn't want. I don't know. Whatever. This is.
I don't know too much about the Celestials and the Deviants and the Eternals, but I read this one after, I think a month after watching the Eternals, so it kind of gave me a bit of context between for them. I don't know if it made me understand the movie better, or the movie made me understand this comic better. So it's one of those.
Yeah, well, Crow's in the movie, so.
Yeah. So Danny and Crow are talking, and so we get sort of what's going on and what's been happening. Then Ant-Man pops up, and Ant-Man is their secret ally.
Yeah, Scott Langer, by the way.
He's been the one talking the whole time.
And I remember thinking, when I came into this, who's it going to be? This is Ant-Man. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I was satisfied with that.
Because it's that's why you didn't see him, but I've been here all along. Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
Talking Coke machine this whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, right there when he goes to full size, he says, "Easy, Hellboy."
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and this is Scott Lang.
Yeah.
For those wondering, it's not Hank Pym.
Or Eric O'Grady, since we've got Thunderbolts coming up.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm part of Heroes for Hire, and Daddy's like, what? I'm the team leader. Why wasn't I told?
I know, Hammond's not very good at telling Danny stuff.
Well, I get why I didn't tell him, though.
Yeah.
Because if he knew, then Danny would have wanted him to fight with him, and then,
he
wouldn't have been able to spring him, so...
I like the fact that it's a surprise to him. So it adds a little bit of a mystery to what Hammond is actually doing with the Heroes for Hire.
Yeah.
So Ant-Man's looking for some ants, and there's a little bug he finds instead. His name is Ignatz. Yeah, it's like a miniature kind of pterodactyl.
He's a pterodactyl.
It does.
Isn't it?
Yeah, and then we cut to Black Knight with a funny expression on his face. Looks like he's constipated.
Black Knight, yeah.
And then Cersei, no, don't kill him. I don't know why. That just made me laugh. Who's this guy with the sword? Using his sword. He looks...
He's, what's his face, the reject who took out White Tiger.
Oh, so is that
Yeah, that is that guy.
Is that a suit of armor or is that a disco outfit? I don't know which one it is.
I mean, it's kind of a mix between the two, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the 90s.
It's definitely the 90s.
So, anyway, there's this whole thing. Guar is like, hey, if you don't help me do this anti-mind thing, I'm going to, kill him. So she's like, alright, fine. And then Thena's like, hey, you blamed me for saving my kids, and now you do it like this. You team up this quickly. So I thought that was funny.
That was funny.
Last
Tina and
issue,
Cersei, yeah.
Cersei would do anything.
last issue,
For the men
Cersei was
she
getting
loved.
up Athena for turning coat, even though her family was arrested. You know, Cersei's just looking not great. Anyway, so
Ant-Man is on the search.
yeah, and they've got
He
this.
finds Luke Cage and White Tiger.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with White Tiger. This is so weird.
It's
I think they got her in a bubble of water. They're just barely giving her enough O2 if you listen to what they're saying.
Yeah. I mean, these things must be something that exists already. I don't doubt they were invented just for this issue.
No.
Cool little prison, whatever. Weird, elaborate prison. Anyway, but yeah, Luke's like, oh, you got to give him more air, and they're like, but if we gave him more air, she'd escape.
I mean, okay, maybe she would.
Yeah.
Very smart.
So Scott Lang takes out the control chip on this big Humpty Dumpty guy, and
He's the angry beat.
Luke gets free. White Tiger gets free. That does look like water. So she's free. Blur sound effects. Ant-Man flies off on his bug, and they head up to the throne room, and then Danny is like,
Yeah, I like this part.
what does he say? He's going to blow up the master control chip or something with his Iron Fist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Then he was told, I doubt that one blow will solve anything. And then Iron Fist says, depends on the blow.
yeah. I like all the art, by the way. I know.
Because this blow is straight from Colombia.
Back to talking about drugs again.
But I think all the arts seem pretty good, even if plot is a bit out of nowhere.
I mean, it's not my preferred style, but it grows on me the more I get used to seeing it, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The colours jar me a bit more, like how
Right.
intense they are. Not used to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's probably the color. But I like the art. I think it's much better than some of the art currently in Marvel.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah.
Wow.
Pascal there is pretty good for me.
That's it, but it's
so.
such a taste thing. Yeah, I mean, it's like,
I mean, if you compare it with the last two, the last one, Heart of the Dragon, and this series, the ongoing one right now, I prefer Pascal Ferry's art.
I thought Heart of the Dragon had good art.
I thought Half the Dragon had good
Mhm.
art. I take the
it's
point
good.
about the new run. I'm not sure. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I didn't love it, but I don't know. I don't like comparing like that. It's just really 90s, and we've moved away from this style.
Yes.
And as I said, the more I
Uh-huh.
read comics that were done in this style, the more I get used to it. But when you first go back to it, it feels a bit like, oh, what's going on?
I like
Mhm.
Gua's big anti-life machine, anti-mind, whatever. I'm guessing
Yeah,
Kirby
yeah.
Yeah.
came up with
Yeah.
same thing for both. But he's got all these things in like these sort of, they look like amber, going up. He's going to basically kill a bunch of deviants to fuel his big doom machine. And he's like, he'll kill Athena's children, and he's going to kill Black Knight as well. Athena's like, no, you promised. So, as Gua idiots kind of, like, if you killed everyone but them, then maybe they wouldn't have broken out, But,
Yeah.
So, Black Knight, now that he doesn't have a sword to his throat, says Avalon. And his armor and sword and shield teleport on him. And there's a lot of stuff happening. I mean, it's a cool page.
There's a lot of stuff happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's this weird Thena's
I like
children
this
are
page
like these.
the most. Yeah, Thena's children are hilarious.
Yeah, this is like golden child, and this
So it's his little black child. I mean,
Yeah.
black as in
one,
colour, not as in skin.
no, like black as the night.
Dark energy.
Yeah.
Dark energy.
Yeah, that's it. So it says one light and one dark.
And anyway, things are happening. Ant-Man gets eaten by like a horse thing. Like the expression as he goes slurp.
It's like a baboon horse hybrid.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, baboon. Yeah.
Deviant
That looks like
eater.
Oh yeah,
It even
deviant.
says it.
and
Okay,
crossed with an
deviant
anteater.
anteater.
Carl, I'm gonna be honest. I was skimming a little bit
Yeah.
when I was.
And he uses the blast to blow out its teeth.
Yeah, that was disgusting. What do we get? Yeah,
I mean, yes,
brain.
It was.
Big brain. The anti-mind is a giant brain that's sending out shockwaves. I mean, yeah, this is kind of cool. It's like, end of the world stake sort of thing.
Yeah, because they're
big-
supposed to replace the Avengers, right? So it's probably why we have a story this big with the end of the world at stake.
They have like the big tooth head. This head kind of looks like a big tooth or a thumb. I don't know. And stuff is so what is it the anti-mine that fires and then
Yeah.
a Black Knight absorbs it in his shield of night and reflects it back with the sword of light, right? So they decided that Gua's like, Black Knight's the greatest threat, I'm going to kill him first, and then the kids go all Power Rangers and combine into the Dark Angel.
Yeah.
And sort of
The
flies.
upside down face.
Yeah. And it fights the anti-mind. And Athena takes over the anti-mind or something. Look, I mean, if you guys want to cover this part, that's cool.
I don't even know what's going on half the time, but I do like the Dark Angel's wings. That looks cool.
Yeah. Athena shatters the link between the deviants and the anti-mind, is dispersed into its component beings, and the daddy shatters the device which is controlling the Eternals, and Gua's
They're
like,
all
you've ruined
free
my
again.
plans, and they may have doomed us all, someone should pay, and then that's the end of the issue, is they're squaring off against a bunch of things. I'm not, I was talking to Rebecca earlier, but yeah, I'm not super into these Eternals. I like some of the visual designs and stuff, but I don't know, maybe it's just not a good introduction to them.
I don't think it is particularly, because everything's very rushed and everything's very quick, and it's still quite messy. So
Yeah.
you don't
I
get a
guess
chance
if
to
it's-
sort of like know what
catch
is doing,
catch your
what
breath.
any of them are doing. Yeah.
This is definitely being forced.
Hey guys, apologies, some crazy stuff happened. There was technical difficulties while I was editing, and the next part is just not recoverable at all. So, sorry if it sort of jumps and doesn't make much sense, but I couldn't really do anything.
If you probably knew them, if you were, a fan of the Eternals back then you probably would have enjoyed this one. It kind of has the feel of the X-Men going up against the Imperial Guard thing, somewhat, from when they're in space. So that's how it kind of feels like. But since you're more familiar with the X-Men and the Imperial Guard, and the way Chris Claremont writes it, it's a bit paced. It's not as fast as this one. So I mean, John Ostrander is a pretty good writer, and I just think this was too fast paced for a bunch of characters that we know very little about.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Do you want to move on to issue 7, or do you want
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. I have nothing else to say about 6.
to? Yeah.
Carl has something to say.
Oh no.
Okay, so issue
But
7.
next there's the Thunderbolts.
Yes. Issue 7 had characters I don't know anything about, but I like this better than the last one. So, Heroes for Hire, the cover is, the Heroes for Hire going up against the Thunderbolts. We have Ant-Man, Black Knight, Luke Cage going up against Atlas / Goliath, Citizen 5 / Baron Zemo, and can't remember that guy's name. No White Tiger. Oh yeah, she's not around in this issue.
No.
So they're about to start fighting, as we left off last issue. Well, they are start fighting, but then Gua's like, halt! I'll not risk the lives of more of my people in senseless thing. Blah, 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 blah. Just get past all this.
There is a lot of blah, blah, blah.
Just a giant tooth man, who I love. He's cool. But yeah, Thena, White Tiger takes Thena's children off, and Thena is a creation of the High Evolutionary. I can't remember who that guy is.
And she reveals that she was created by the High Evolutionary.
Yeah. Who is that guy again?
Kind of messes with things, DNA.
Yeah, he messes with people.
Yeah, that's it. And I can't remember.
I think you see more of him later in this series. If I'm not wrong, that's the very famous animal cover, right?
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot of hybrids and messing around with people's powers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because everyone has a shocked reaction, and I was like, who?
Yeah, no, and there's I think he's due to be in one of the MCU things potentially.
Goody. I think you owe me an explanation, Tiger, Daddy says with his hands on his hips. So White Tiger goes off with the kids. Cersei is like, we have such a bond, Black Knight, Dane. And Dane's like, I don't know, Cersei, I was torn between you and Crystal, and now she's dead. Killed by Onslaught, I need time to think.
Yeah. So Dane, I'm not ready for another relationship yet.
Good. Cersei goes, you act as if you all have the time in the world, and she kind of storms off. Not a breakup,
Slightly
but
petulant.
like,
Yeah.
And now they're back on the ship, Submarine, and they get a call from Hammond, who says, Super Adaptoid, who just seems like a Mazo.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, who came first? I'm going to look this up. So I can take jabs at whoever.
Let's say Amazo.
I mean, that's a safe assumption, but you guys keep going while I research this.
Yeah, so Jim says that he's talking about what they need to do next. So there's a live cam feed from the basement. The super adaptoid is active again. They all look shocked, and then they find out that Scott's daughter is in the super adaptoid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it hasn't been able to access the files on the Avengers, but we don't know how long she can hold it off. Obviously, Scott's like, oh no, my daughter. And they were like, don't worry, let's do it. We'll be there as soon as possible, says Iron Fist. Iron Fist out.
Yeah, I like how Danny's a real leader here.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that he confronted Hammond about not telling him about Ant-Man. I mean, this is issue 7.
Yeah.
Found out only in issue 6 that he had a hidden member.
Yeah.
So it was very leader-like of him to confront one of his friends, partners.
Mm-hmm.
I like that part.
Amazo beats out Adaptoid by 6 years.
Not entirely
6 years.
surprised.
Okay.
Huh?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, they're heading back and we get Hammond's calling these guys in, the Thunderbolts. I did not know what the hell was going on here. Is that actually Songbird? Or is that...
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! You never read the Thunderbolts?
No.
Oh, it's so good back in the day when they first got introduced.
Yeah.
That comic is top notch.
Yeah, that is Songbird. Another Jewish
So,
character in Marvel.
wait. But I thought...
I never got to read Thunderbolts too, except for the issues where Danny was there.
I thought these guys were pretending to be... So, like,
They-
Baron Zemo's
They
pretending...
are.
They are, yeah, they're still pretending to be good.
They're all villains.
But you said that's actually Songbird.
She
It
switches
is.
sides, yeah.
But that's not actually Citizen 5. That's not actually Atlas, right?
Yeah, it's Atlas, and it is Citizen 5.
No, but it's Baron Zemo pretending to be Citizen 5, isn't it? Or
That's
is...
who Citizen
Yeah,
5
yeah.
is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I mean...
Atlas is Goliath.
These are all the people that they are, but they're pretending to be heroes.
So these are their fictional heroes that they've come up with.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
now I'm on board. Right.
But
Yeah.
Songbird does actually switch sides later. And
Right.
So she is, yeah.
Okay. Now it makes
I'm
sense.
I'm not too sure who this Goliath is. Mentions later on that he tussled with Luke before, but I'm not too sure who this Goliath is. The only Goliath that I know of is Hank Pym.
Yeah, he's mostly, people just know him as Atlas now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Citizen 5 looks so evil. Like
He does, right? It's like hard to imagine how anyone would be, oh yeah, he's a really good guy.
yeah.
I just love the fact that the Australian and the English woman call him Citizen 5 when everyone in America I knew called him Citizen V.
Oh no.
Yeah, I thought it was Citizen V. So what is it anyway? V
No
or
idea.
5?
If Americans say V, then it's fully V.
Yeah, because they're the ones who wrote this.
Yeah.
So it's
I
Citizen
called it
V.
Citizen 5.
But in the actual series of Thunderbolts, another Citizen V/5 does show up claiming to be the original. And I'm sorry, but unfortunately, because it's 20 plus years ago, I don't remember how that pans out.
Yeah, I've not read it in ages.
Yeah.
Must be.
And then even
right,
at one
but-
point, I believe Citizen was a female for a short period of time. I don't remember what happened with that either. But no, the original introduction and probably good 4 years of Thunderbolts was incredible.
It's a really good concept.
Who's the first writer of Thunderbolts? Do you know?
No, I don't remember offhand. Hawkeye was even a Thunderbolt for a while.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
think it might be.
Kurt Busiek?
I think that. Yeah, I think so. I think that's why they reference him.
Okay.
Later.
Yeah, so that's why it's good.
Kurt Busiek and Mark Bagley.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's why it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And there is rumors and talking that they might be popping up on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah. People have been speculating for a while that they could do with a good bad guys team. So whether we get Dark Avengers or Thunderbolts or whatever, we're getting some of the people now. You know, they could create a Thunderbolts from some of the characters they've got now. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, they have a bunch of them now. And they even have Absorbing Man from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too.
Mm-hmm.
So their whole plan is they'll help Oracle out with this super adaptoid, and while they're doing it, they'll steal a bunch of information on the Heroes for Hire and the Avengers and all this sort of stuff. Pretty simple plan. It's a pretty straightforward, which is nice for once. After the past couple of issues. So yeah, they're like, oh look, I'm just gonna hook it to the mainframe. I just need to download files on Super Adaptoid. it's like, oh, we have sensitive information. I don't know if you should. And he's like, oh, no, Scout's honor. I won't download anything that I shouldn't. And like, Citizen 5 is so evil. Look at you. So Scott Lang's daughter is still in the room because her mind's in the Adaptoid, so her body's just like lying there. And Adaptoid's, what's his goal again? He wants information on the Avengers, right? To kill them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Atlas punches Super Adaptoid Genius, and then Super Adaptoid gets his powers.
Yep.
And yeah, then this guy's trying to hack into the secret files, and an alarm goes off, which is pretty funny. And he's like, "Yeah, that alarm means
that's
you're
quite
trying
funny.
to."
Like, yeah, I like the way he says that the powers that he's getting are their Masters of Evil powers, not
Yeah.
their sort
Yeah.
of fake Thunderbolt ones. So.
And Jim Hammond's like, "That alarm only goes off if you're trying to access files you shouldn't be." It's like, "Ooh, sorry, it was an accident." So, yeah, they all start fighting Amazo. Super Adaptoid. He looks like the Beetle. Is one of these dudes the Beetle?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mach 5.
Yes.
Huh, that's cool. I know who the Beetle is. This is Puckers. Yeah. So they're figuring out, they're like, okay, we'll kill the kid, but we'll make it look like an accident. That might shut Super Adaptoid down.
Yeah.
And Moonstone's like, oh, won't that make anyone suspicious? And he's like, shut up. We're going to do it anyway. So he jumps off with his sword, and he's like, cover me, I'm going for the girl. And Ant-Man's not happy. He just showed up. Because obviously, she's Ant-Man's daughter. And so the Heroes for Hire show up, kind of a motley mix. You have Ant-Man, Power Man, Iron Fist, and a dude on a Pegasus.
Yeah.
And I mean, they caught him in the act. It's like, hey, what are you doing? And Black Knight's like, you got to pull off, or you'll answer to the Black Knights. This guy's like a flying horse is out racing me. And yeah, they do notice.
Yeah, go ahead.
They do notice that Super Adaptoid's not fighting like them or how they're supposed to be, and he's like, "Oh, I can't access its files, so it's matching us with one it remembers since it doesn't know us." And Danny's like, "Oh, that makes sense."
I mean, they are in fights. So,
Yeah.
He hasn't had a lot of time to sit and think about it. So.
Can't believe they fell for that one.
And
With
Songbird
that explanation, yeah.
is about to get hit, but Black Knight goes in front, charges up his shield, shoots it back at him with the old, taking the shield shoot out of the sword thing, and Songbird's like, "Oh, that was wonderful." And then he, is this the Beetle
all the women
guy?
are basically falling at the feet of Black Knight.
Yeah.
Except for White Tiger, who's all for Danny.
And who's getting jealous? Is this the?
Yeah.
Is this the Beetle?
Yeah, I think so. Is
Okay.
it Beetle?
Mach 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, Mach 5 and Songbird have a relationship.
Yeah.
Songbird's my girl. Is that bum trying to beat my time? This is why I don't read teen books. It's always like the Beatles. It's annoying. Anyway. So Power Man and Atlas, who apparently posed as Power Man at one point, team up and they start... Like, why are they all punching this dude? Did they get the briefing? Like, don't punch this guy,
No.
lose all your powers? Like,
They're just idiots.
Yeah,
this is
but
morons.
they already got Atlas's power, so Atlas can keep punching him, I guess. So he can't absorb any
That's
more of his
true.
powers than he already did. So. I don't know about Luke though. that was a bad decision.
Yeah.
Could have indestructible skin after.
Yeah.
So Moonstone gets between Ant-Man and Citizen 5 and says, hey, if that's your daughter in there, maybe try appeal to her as Scott Lang. you know, and
Finally, somebody comes up with a good idea.
I wouldn't say it's a great idea, but I mean, it works.
Pretty
so,
good idea.
So, you know, and then Susan Fire's like, what the hell? And she's like, hey, you know, if he gets killed, then, you know, he can't keep the child from dying, and it's more playable as an accident, you know. So,
Yeah.
Daddy uses the Iron Fist on Super Adaptoid, and wow, what a surprise! Super Adaptoid has an Iron Fist and a collar afterwards.
Yeah,
And
he
a
has
sword,
dragon brand.
He gets the brand as well.
Yeah. And the sword and everything, and it's just a bunch of morons. Not doing a good job here. But then he's like, you know, my primary directive is the destruction of Captain America and the Accursed Avengers. And I thought this might be the resolution. Like, oh, they'll tell him that the Avengers are already dead, and he'll shut down or something. Which would be like soundtrack.
No.
But then they didn't do that. And they did the...
Mhm.
So Scott Lang goes up and speaks through to his daughter. And the daughter's like, hey, leave my daddy alone, and shuts down a Mazo. It's just like operating the OS at home. It's a really cool, gross panel where Super Adaptoid shuts down, though.
Yeah, it is.
It gets all like gooey and I liked it.
Yeah.
Things sticking out like it's body horror, so it's probably my favourite panel of the issue.
I would have wanted to find out what would have happened to the Super Adaptoid if he found out that the Avengers were dead.
Yeah, that would.
So I think he would have shut down.
Hmm.
Yeah, because his primary objective's done.
Yeah.
So that should stop him. Instead, we get a pep talk though from the dad to the child, and it's over. So I'm curious as to why Ostrander went that way.
I don't know, like, there seems to be a few weird inconsistencies in this issue. Like, they deliberately point out that attacking him gives him powers and not to do that, but then they do it again later. Yeah,
like, it's not
so,
just one of them, like, they all do it.
yeah.
Everybody does it. Yeah.
They don't really talk about it, but it does happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Thunderbolts, we're going to take the Super Adaptoid into custody. Daddy's like, hang on. Oracle has custody, then Thunderbolt. Citizen Fire's like, shut up. Oracle lost control of the creature. It could have endangered the city. We will take it until the authorities can discard its best disposition. And the discussion, and Danny goes, for now. So Danny just lets him walk all over him. And yeah, then the press interviews like Citizen 5, and they report, you know, the Heroes for Hire were unable to deal with the situation. So the Thunderbolts handled it, or lent a hand. And they point out, Luke points out, it's like, hey, we saved them, not the other way around. Which is true.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jim Hammond is like, you know, something doesn't quite ring true to me. From now on, let's keep one eye on them, one watchful eye.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is never discussed again.
Oh, isn't it? Right. I liked that better than last couple of issues. I thought this was like a fun.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
More straightforward.
yeah, even if there was some things that didn't make sense, it didn't really bug me too much. So, yeah.
Next month we reveal Iron Fist's secrets.
Yeah.
Even though he's a billionaire, he's an avid coupon cutter. Dun, dun, dun.
Maybe.
I like the
Just
fact
can't
that
pass up the sale.
I like the fact that we have guys on the team who have secrets upon secrets.
Yeah.
Like Hammond does, and Danny has his own agenda. So it's cool.
And you love Thunderbolts.
White Tiger, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then White Tiger's secret was just revealed. So many secrets and hidden agendas, and that's for issue 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's not a lot to say about it because this is more action driven.
Yeah, it's a fun little team up.
But more importantly, 10 days till Moon Knight.
That's very important.
10 days? Man.
10 days.
Oh, wow.
The Tekken anime just got announced, so everything else is like dead to me. That's where it's at. So, yeah. So everyone, hope you enjoyed. Sorry about there's just a lot to go through. There's a lot of stuff. But you know, aside from those two issues, I'm still enjoying the run. I like the artwork. Not exactly compelled to see where it goes, but I'm happy to keep reading. You know, just because I like the style all the time. Yeah. Next time will probably be the next issue of the new Iron Fist run.
That's a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah. Sure do.
And next time we do...
It's out in 6 days, I think.
Okay.
Next time we do Heroes for Hire, we will do 8 and 9.
Nice.
So yeah, until next time, may your...
Fist?
Yeah,
May your
fist.
belly button shoot a ray to destroy a bad guy.
That was very funny.
Yeah. That.
Like Ant-Man did, yeah.
Alright, peace.
Take care. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Iron Fist and all other characters in these comics are properties of Marvel and Disney. Any music or images we use belong to their respective copyright holders. We do this for fun, so please don't sue us. You can contact us at sonsofthedragonpodcast@gmail.com. Just send us mail, comments, thoughts, anything you want really. Doesn't even have to be related to Iron Fist. If you don't want it read on the air though, make sure you mention that. You can also find us on Facebook, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast, Sons of the Dragon. Our Twitter, at Iron Fist Podcast. Our SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Sons of the Dragon, hyphens where the spaces are. Our YouTube, Connor Carl. Just search Iron Fist Podcast and you'll find us real quick. We are also on iTunes. If you find us there, give us a review and rate us. If it's less than 5 stars, please say why so we can improve the show. And we're on Podcast Garden in the literature section. And last but not least, head over to our WordPress, Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast.wordpress.com. That's where I put all the show notes. I'd like to thank Thomas Tissot for composing the Iron Fist theme song we use at the start of our Iron Fist episodes on the podcast. I'd also like to thank Peter John Sikorsky for composing the Power Man and Iron Fist theme we use at the start of our Power Man and Iron Fist episodes. And finally, thanks to you guys for listening.